What I did was I made a very sweeping statement about content on Uni,
Of course.
having like not even knowing about some of the biggest people who make content like yourself. And it's just because the algorithm, I swear, I searched for Under Night 2. I searched that on YouTube every day for like 3 weeks. And I was like, I hope someone has made a new video about it. And because nothing was coming up, I was like, maybe no one is making anything about it. Like, it's weird, isn't it, on YouTube? You can search for it, and it still won't come up.
And that's what I was
like, or you'll get
saying. I've been saying that to people,
terrible,
like, look it up.
Like, the really terrible joke is that the only video I could see was Kizzy K. Like, it wouldn't disappear from the search results. Like, I would only get Kizzy K, whoa, this game is actually really sick. I'm like, well, yeah, it is, but did no one else make any other videos?
That's what I'm saying. Like there's obviously no one else that makes Under Night. And I mean, to be honest, and also in your defense, I mean, I more recently started embracing Under Night for what Under Night actually is. I use Under Night as a vehicle to talk about Elton normally. I'm guilty of that. I will say that is something I am actually guilty of, because Under Night's a great game. It's just online is hard to play. It is really hard to play because
it's hard to make content for. This is the other thing. It's like people shouldn't be called lazy for not making content about it, because it's not fun to play online. Making content for it is just a drag, because it's one of the only games without rollback.
Yeah.
Soon to change.
Yes, I'm so grateful. Like, oh my goodness, Kamone, thank you.
I know. I was so happy, and now I'm so like, oh, what have I done?
No, I mean, but like I said, people have to assess that you were trying to invigorate the community, and I think you did it. I still think it worked, but I mean, even me personally, like I said, I didn't agree with how you said it, because I mean, even with that, I think it detracts you from the conversation too.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean,
I totally see that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
hindsight's 2020. That's how it always is, isn't it?
Of course,
like,
right.
Makes sense now.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, like, looking for it myself, and I looked at it with the stream. I'll have that on the screen as well. Ultimately, we looked it up, and we saw, like, for the first 3 videos, Kizzy K, Kizzy K, Kizzy K. And I was like, how far do I have to scroll? And I was like, oh, there's me. Yo, there's me.
Okay.
And that's, like, something else that's not different, right? There's something that's a break in the whole mold, but ultimately, it was just a lot of Kizzy K or the trailer. That was simply the trailer. So,
yeah, and I think it also relates to just how the algorithm is so personalized just to like each person's account. Like,
exactly.
Mostly, I mean, I wish that I only watched fighting game videos, but I watch a lot of like guitar videos and random other like gear things. So it's like, I think the algorithm's like, well, maybe he doesn't really want to see Under Night videos. And like after the first 5 videos, they actually show you other stuff that's unrelated, because they're like, maybe, maybe they don't want to watch Under Night.
Maybe you're not here for that today, you know?
Yeah, but I searched for it. The algorithm.
I mean, and we're still figuring it out.
It's not the algorithm's fault. Yeah. I mean, what I said was dumb. That's not the fault of the algorithm. I accept that.
Yeah, I was kind of sad, because then I was like, oh man, because I was gonna come back later. I mean, like, of course, with a cooler head. I mean, I wasn't like upset or anything like that. But with a cooler head, since everything had like calmed down, I was gonna come back and be like, buddy's right though. But there's some level to like, you're right. You know what I mean? And I think just everybody having to come out and say, oh, we make content. I'm like, so then I look at the content. I'm like, you make some stuff. But then I realized in that same key, the real issue is that I don't think a lot of people know how to market their content. I don't think people know how to market what they're doing. So which is why you only see Kizzy, because Kizzy, Panda Global and all that.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
He was paid to be on a team that made content, and they had Justin teaching them how to do it.
Exactly.
He's like the king of. He's like Maximilian has more subscribers, but Justin has really honed this into a craft. He's like, this is how we do it, guys.
Yeah, like no one else can make you watch Boss Syndrome KOF. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he turns the most niche content into something that casual people will click on and go, hey, maybe this is what the fighting game scene is about. It's like, he is. He knows. I can't say enough good things about him. He's just too good, and also like a full-time dad. And like, how the hell does he do?
That's what I'm saying. Like if he can do it, like, why am I not like doing it as hard as he's doing it? Like, he's going hard. I love it. I love.
He once actually talking about like getting angry at people on Twitter. He once said, he's like, I work full-time job and I make content and I'm a dad. Like, what's your excuse? And I thought to myself, it's a really mean thing to say. Like, a lot of people have excuses.
Yeah, of course.
But like, he didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
he was also trying to like motivate people and go like, look, it is possible. Some of us can't get away from these real life things, but a lot of us can, and maybe we should be trying. But yeah, the way I said it didn't come off nearly as well as Justin did. But he's a master, so I accept that.
Like yeah, I was like, I don't think I was like lazy. I don't know. Lazy is not the word because I mean, like, and I think it did end up boiling down to some people being like, yeah, it's lazy because you do reaction content and things like that. And I'm like, I don't think that to me personally is lazy. I think it's just getting it out there for new eyes to see because sometimes people make trailers, you never see it. I have not seen another Grimnir trailer.
Okay, so I recorded a Grimnir trailer reaction video the same day. In fact, I recorded it before I even knew that Undernight had released a trailer. Yeah. So I was going to release Grimnir that day instead of Undernight, and then I saw that Undernight had done a trailer, and I was like, oh, I should release this instead.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. It's like, I mean, we could say the same thing about the Grand Blue community, but whoa, I would say that maybe they're even more passionate about how much work they put in, because they do put a lot of work in. Yeah. But it's in, it's like Undernight, and they put it into tournament organizing and. Oh man, I have learned a lot. Listen, I reflected, and people said you should take this time to reflect, and I did, and okay, I did learn a lot. So
what did you learn? What do you think you've learned? Like what do you feel? I'm just curious. Just so I can learn it myself too, because as I grow, okay, I don't want to.
I think there is too much to as a general question. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I don't really know where to start. But if we just start with the tournament organizing,
just that. Yeah.
For example, that is. That is really hard work, and it is really important. If we just had a ton of videos about a game, but actually there was no tournament scene to actually attend after it, it'd be like, yeah, I watched some cool YouTube videos about this thing, and everyone seems really hype about it, but no one's actually playing it. So it's like, that's actually like the baseline, like actually getting those tournaments done is arguably more important than having the YouTube videos. But I guess my argument was like, well, if we don't also make some YouTube videos, then it's kind of a waste. Like, we put all this effort into doing these tournaments, and when 3 times as many people could be coming to them, they're just not, because they just don't know about it.
Exactly. So there's not enough energy put into bringing people in that have not experienced the thing. Like, it's a very niche crowd. It's a very niche crowd, very small.
It's a really niche crowd. But yeah, no. So I totally understand the value of what the tournament organizers are doing. I don't know. I think off the bat, it's difficult for me to list off exactly what I learned, but but yeah, there are a lot of things.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of things. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I mean, tournament organizing, like you said, that is the hardest part. You have to not only market the tournament, but you have to be able to have all these people in different places to run this tournament and get this thing together, to get this community together, and make them want to come too.
Yeah, sorry, say that again.
I was saying, and I mean, you have to organize people, but then also make the community want to come out, because sometimes just saying, oh, we have this game doesn't make people go, oh, let's go,
Yeah, I think one of the main things with Undernight, the community in general, is that they have all of the passion, and a lot of them have all of the skill as well. Like, they're putting up these videos on Twitter of insane combos that especially the combos where you get someone in the corner and then they bounce out of the corner, and then you drag them all the way to the other corner.
The side.
How did you even do that? This is 10, 11 years after the game originally came out. They're still coming up with stuff. And so I recognize that there's this really important aspect to it. But even though a tournament will be had for Undernight, oh, sorry, I think I've got a better way to explain it. Majin Obama, he said, the most overrated community, I think he said the community that's overrated, they always overrate themselves, is they always say no one supports Third Strike, and then they run tournaments, and then 3 people show up. But there's 500 to 600 people who will tweet why is no one supporting the game? What? We made a tournament and then you didn't show up. And he's got a really good video about that.
Course,
this is just the way. It's not that Undernight people don't want to go, but it's just a small. I say we. I like to think I'm part of it, but maybe
we're part of it. So okay, so I will love with you. I personally, I think I've only entered in maybe one Undernight tournament. That was back in PS3 days, right? So I played the game. Oh no.
So you're an OG by comparison.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, but I mean, in terms of content, I mean, what have I done for the community? What is my contributions? Nothing till now. So it's I really haven't I don't think I've contributed my.
It's so hard. Yeah. Coefficient made a really good video where he was watching. What's the name of the guys? The Trash Taste podcast, And they made this point that actually one of the best things that you can do for fighting games is to just watch fighting games, and it's true. Like if only 300 people ever play Under Night, like 3,000 people watch it on stream.
Exactly.
The community is 3,300 people. That's how it is. Like that's the number of people who are enjoying this game. Okay, we would like more people to buy the game and play it, but that's 3,300 people
that's
more than zero.
I'll say that's actually a ton. Like, I mean, 300 people in one room is just like, that is a big number.
Yeah.
Like even being at Evo, I'm like, Melty only had 500 entrants, but I'm like, oh my goodness, where does the C end? Like, hold up.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I saw your reaction video. You were actually in the show when the Under Night trailer was released. I wish I could have been there, but I'm in Japan, so actually it would have been quite an expensive flight to go over. I do want to go to Evo eventually. I don't know how welcome I would be now, but let's see if I can prove to myself that I have learned from this experience. Then who knows? Maybe it won't be so bad.
I think, show up. Like I said, I don't know. I think once people actually like check out, like, because I mean, they need to start checking out the content legit. Check out the content legit.
Oh, sorry,
because
your voice cut out. I
was saying they literally need to check out the content. They need to check out your content. I mean, because like they'll see like you've been putting people on literally, and I mean it's something that it always kept it in the back of my mind, because you would be like, oh, I got this cool controller. Let's make an Under Night video. Like what? Like what? How does that work?
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. So it doesn't show up in that tweet, because what I said was really dumb. And even if people want to agree with me and like side with me and say like, hey guys, maybe we should be making more content, it's impossible, because by siding with me, they're also saying, by the way, guys, we are really lazy.
Exactly.
They want to agree with half the tweet and disagree with the other half, but you can't on Twitter. Like even if you try really hard, like, maybe this guy's half right, doesn't work. You've got to just say this guy's an idiot, or I think this guy's right, and that's just how the internet is.
And that's what I was saying. That's why I was trying to be very gentle handle what I was saying, because I didn't want to be like, oh no, because I didn't want the dog pile to happen. I just wanted to be able to express that there are people that are still doing things. It just may not be the stuff that everyone wants to see, so it doesn't appear.
It's so much deeper than I made it. I think the biggest issue, even though I think most people will say that the biggest issue was that I said I said something mean. I called everyone lazy. Now it is really mean. I think the even bigger issue was how I did it in one sweeping gesture. Instead of having a nuanced discussion, which arguably would have had no effect and probably would not have motivated anyone to do anything. The right, technically in quotes, the right thing to do would be to have a nuanced discussion. Hey guys, I should have got Twitter blue. I should have had a much longer.
Oh, the longer tweets, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Under Night has a really passionate community. They've got probably 6 really passionate creators. Some of them haven't posted a video in 4 months, but when they do, the video is really good. Okay, we've got at least 2 guys who go through Chronicles mode and tell us the story. We've got Zeta, who actually does reaction videos and other games as well. So he's bringing in other fans from other games to Under Night. We've got Kizzy. Say what you want, but he's great. He's great at this.
Oh no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, he's done a brilliant job at bringing other. He's very passionate about the game. It's obvious that it's not his main game, but he would sweep the floor with me if he played it, because he's just really good at fighting games. And in addition to despite all of that effort, Under Night is getting swept under the floor and not noticed, especially by the algorithm. It hates us.
Yeah.
I think we need to work extra hard to make this happen. That's obviously not the tweet that I sent. I maybe think that would have been better.
I think the knee-jerk reaction is honestly needed though, because I think it invigorates a bigger conversation. I hate to say that. That because usually, unfortunately, at least in the Twitter space, I think a negative tweet does a lot more than a positive tweet.
It's awful, isn't it? But that's also how the Twitter algorithm, that's how the algorithm works. It encourages and it spreads naturally anything that looks like it's having negative reactions, because more advertising, more views, more clicks. It's just how the algorithm works. So in a way, I don't blame the community really for their reactions. I think that some of the reactions were kind of toxic. So it's what I said was bad, but what you said was also pretty bad. So we should look at that. But if I may, just name drop some of these people. First of all, this community would be a lot poorer if they didn't have Suika. This guy is so nice and so constructive. He was just okay, I saw your tweet. You shouldn't have said that. But then he had like a string of 3 tweets of like things that could constructively be taken away and
Exactly.
from the conversation. I was like, they are so lucky to have you. Like, and I think the community already knows that. So it's not like this is not like new information or anything.
But I think it puts it in a broader audience. That's what I'm saying. Because I think a lot of people that, and unfortunately, like when you make tweets like that, right? I think it reaches a broader audience that acts like, oh yeah, we love this thing. Oh, we've already loved it this entire time. We always contribute. Whenever there's something that happened, we contribute to the matcherino of the pot and all that. And I mean,
Yeah.
that's simply not
on that
always
topic,
true.
On that topic, I have one really important thing to say, actually.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm nowhere near as big as Maximilian, but I feel like sometimes I'm treated a bit like a Maximilian-style VTuber. As a VTuber. YouTuber. It's
Yeah.
just so popular, VTuber.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
with Undernight. Isn't Kamone a VTuber?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
So
He
something
streams too. He streams Undernight.
And he streams as well, right? And he makes actually probably...
Yep.
This is really awful to say, but I think he's probably the best Undernight content creator. He's got, like, when people stream Undernight,
Yeah.
like even the really big people, like when Coefficient streams, when he used to stream fighting games, he'd get like 400 to 500 people. Like, Kamone, he's a developer. He's a developer for the game. He streams, he gets like 300 or 400 people on his own.
Oh yeah.
And he's not. That's not even his main job.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting too passionate. About it. I'm obviously a major Kamone fan, so I'm gonna try.
Oh,
and
same.
not
No,
fanboy.
same. So I completely understand. Like, I'm normally like in the chat, like, oh, yo, that's so cool. And then like,
He's
he has
so
like
hard to
work
learn
streams.
English as well.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I
He
like.
wants to connect.
Yeah, and that's what initially, cause I was using DeepL, and he was like, I mean, you can try to talk in English. I'll try to understand. I'm like, okay, I appreciate that, you know. So I make the effort
So
to
hard.
try, and then if it doesn't come across right, I'm like, all right, let me DeepL real quick, cause I don't speak
Yeah,
Japanese
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
So-
Do a little quick Google Translate or something.
Uh-huh.
But something that happens with Maximilian, which is not really Maximilian's fault, is that when he says something about a certain game, the
Uh-huh.
community that feel that they are that game first will feel like he's done a disservice to the game. So personally, actually in my heart, maybe until the past couple days, I really wanted Undernight to be my main game, and I think anyone who's watched my channel can see that I've like been trying to
Of course.
shoehorn this game into every aspect of my videos, right?
Yeah.
But I'm never seen as an Undernight first person, and I think there's a number of reasons for that. I'm not part of the American community. I'm trying. I even joined the Discord, but like I have like a social disorder, I guess. I go on the Discord, I'm like, I don't know what to say, and what if I say something wrong? Which I did.
I mean, me talking to you is like, this is very far out of the norm for me. 'Cause I'm like, no, I just talk to my group of people
I
normally.
think this might be one of the first Undernight collabs I've ever done, actually. So I was really
this is the
excited when
first.
you suggested it. So,
Thank you, by the way.
but the main thing is that no matter what Maximilian says, no matter how carefully he does it, he'll be seen as someone who is not Undernight first, who is doing a disservice to the game. And definitely, having spent a couple days thinking about it, that's probably how it looks from my side. If you look at my main channel, I haven't really got Undernight content on there anymore because I started doing only gear on my main channel.
Mhm.
I have a sub channel which is going to be mostly fighting games, but people don't know that, and it's not their job. It's not their job to do the research and find that out yet. So as far as they're concerned, here's a person who has over 250,000 subs on their main channel,
course.
and who, if he says that the Undernight community is lazy, that's 250,000 people who now think that the Undernight community is lazy.
Exactly.
And that's unfair. That's unfair because they're not. They're obviously, look, I know that they're not lazy. You know not. Everyone knows they're not lazy. They're like the most passionate people I've ever seen in my entire life.
I think they're just kind of
They just
they're kind of
don't make-
behind.
Yeah, they just don't make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
They don't see like it being that important. That's it. That's it. So the tweet that I made, it's potentially very damaging considering that I have an audience that is not Undernight as well.
And that was why I had to catch you, because I'm like, you realize you're talking about you too, right? You also do the content, like it exists from you too. And that was what I was making a point. I'm like, you know, Kizzy, I mean, putting Kizzy out there is good, and I mean, because Kizzy is a great, you know, content creator. But I think putting out, you know, not saying that everyone else that also is putting in the work is also, you know, included in that group, kind of hurts it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, massively hurt it, and a massive disservice. Here's the thing. I think if I had Twitter Blue, I still wouldn't have put the context in. I don't think I would have done the tweet like, by the way, there are some really great content creators.
Yeah.
Here are some of them. By the way, I think we should be trying harder. It's just too soft.
Yeah, it definitely.
It's not. I'm not justifying it. I really wish I hadn't done the tweet now. It's looking back on it, like, bad idea. But if I had made a really nice tweet that was technically full of virtue and done the correct way, it would have had zero effect, reached no people, and we probably would still have no content for the game. So,
and I think it, like I said, I'm hearing people saying they're gonna like work harder on making them. Like, I was like, okay, I mean, but I think what I think would be the next bigger step, right? And I mean, I don't know. This is just me suggesting this to you. And I mean, I can cut this out if you want me to or whatever. I think to help out the community, right? That the biggest thing you can do to help would be sharing the knowledge on how to make proper content, because I think a lot of people don't know how to do that. And that's what I was saying, because I think Lid actually has like some really solid thumbnails, but the content within it, I think, is not digestible for the
right. It's interesting. That's interesting that you say that. So, exactly on the point of the tweet, what I said was unfair because it's also not true, right? It was meant to be a joke. I thought people knew that it wasn't true, but it didn't come off that way. But they're not lazy. It's a lot of. It's exactly what you say. A lot of people just don't have the experience. I assume that everyone's an adult on the internet, but actually a lot of them probably aren't. A lot of them are just teenagers, kids, or people, or adults as well. They show up to tournaments. As far as they've been told, the important thing is to show up and be part of the community, and it is. Yeah. It is. But because there's so few of us, even if you show up to every single tournament and you play the game really hard and you support it really hard, the game can still get swept under the floor and forgotten, simply because we didn't make videos. And actually, not a lot of people know this, but making videos is actually quite easy.
Yeah, relatively. I mean, I think you just need. I mean, and I had this actual conversation with other like Melty Blood people because I was doing Melty Blood content, of course. So they would ask me how to get started. And I'm like, I mean,
I don't know. Wait,
I was like, ultimately, just get some software, get some way to record it, and then go from there. You know, OBS Classic works, but I think from there,
creators. Yeah, great content creators are often the #1 people who don't value what they do and don't realize how hard a task it is. So on the one hand, I think, for example, there are a large number of creators out there, but you've already trumped most of them just on your webcam footage that I can see right now, right? I can actually see you like separate from your background. Like, it's not just. Okay, Aris is one of the greatest content creators of all time.
Oh, the green screen.
Very rude. Yeah, very easy to like pick fights with what he says sometimes, but I cannot see him at all. I don't even know if he's there, right? Maybe he's not there. Maybe that's the joke. Maybe he's like actually
pre-recorded content in the corner. Just there he is.
No, he's AI. He's like replaced himself with AI, and so there's just like a shadow. We're gonna turn the light on. Yeah, we're gonna turn the light on one day, and it's actually gonna be Danny DeVito, like that cardboard that's out.
Like the Aris deep lore. Oh man, don't exposing Aris's content right here. You heard it?
Exactly. No, but like there are some things that you do which maybe you think are really simple, but actually make a massive difference, right? You've got a background that I can see is separate to your face, so I actually know you're there. I can hear you. You've got a microphone. A lot of people don't even have a microphone, and you speak. I know that a lot of people try really hard and they would prefer not to speak, and maybe they can't speak. Who knows? Maybe some of these people are actually mute. They don't have a voice.
Yeah.
But this platform requires voice. So if you can't speak, there are tools to turn your opinions into speech. There are like text to speech. There are AI things. A lot of them are free these days, AI voices, and a lot of them are, respectfully sourced. They're not stealing voices from people. Some of them are, but a lot of them are properly sourced and they're fine. So there are so many ways, but it's exactly as you say. People don't know about these tools because they didn't even know that content creation was important. So why look it up? But I think you're right. I think one constructive thing that I could focus on doing is maybe, I don't want to call it a tutorial, but like guides on how to make Under Night content. Not just content, but how to make Under Night content. And I should do it as a collab. I don't know if anyone wants to collab with me, but people who are better than me at playing the game. I think you're way better than I am at playing the game. I really wish that
we're about
but
there.
Like, you've made a combo video, right? Or I would never make a combo video. Like, I'm not confident enough. Isn't it crazy? I think I've probably got at least 30 or 40 Under Night videos somewhere, like in the internet.
Of course,
somewhere.
yeah.
And none of them are combo videos because as a fighting gamer, I actually rate myself really lowly. And a lot of people can see, like, if you play Under Night and you watch my play, like, okay, that's a pretty basic combo. This is not complicated stuff. And it's because, for me, it's just important to test out the controller.
And that's the thing. Like, and I think that that is really cool because it's not overbearing. I think that's what happens a lot too, especially in the Under Night community. It's very overbearing content. It's like at a entry level, I cannot understand half of what you just said.
True.
So that's
Absolutely. A lot of people are unaware of how to, okay, so there's how to make Under Night content in general, and there's also how to make Under Night content for a person who has never played it.
Exactly.
Or a person who is just getting into it. To be honest, I've been playing this game for like 4 years since Uni Clear came out.
Yeah.
I played ST, but not really. And I still don't really know how to play it. I went to the local, okay, so no one, like, a lot of people probably won't believe this because they don't want to believe it. But at EVO, Japan, it's 3 days, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Recorded
Saturday,
it, I thought. Didn't you record it? Stream it?
Yeah, I recorded it, and I think I've made some videos.
I remember when
I wanted to make more videos. I was just really busy. But EVO Japan, actually the second day, Saturday, you know, EVO Japan happens once a year. You should spend the day at EVO.
Of course.
I saw that Under Night was having a separate event at some random not sewer, some sort of underground venue somewhere. That was really awful. I was trying to say underground, and the first word that came to my head was sewer. So this, you can see, like, I make dumb mistakes, but usually if it's a video, like, I can cut out most of the stupid things.
I was gonna say if you want to re-say it, you can. If not, I was leaving it in.
No, you should. I think you should leave it in. I think you should leave it in because people make mistakes.
Of course.
And that's part of making a video. A lot of people don't know that you can edit a video. A lot of people still think you click start on OBS, you click stop, and then if you made a mistake, you're kind of stuck. But actually, editing's really easy. The software is free, and you can do it. What I meant is they had like a very niche. It was really difficult to find. I'm really impressed that the non-Japanese speakers could find it because I speak Japanese now, not native, but I speak Japanese now, and I could not find it. I was like, okay, it's down this street in a station about half an hour away from the EVO venue. It turned out you had to go into an elevator. You had to find the 5th floor, maybe the 6th floor, and then the doors open, and it's like a maid cafe, but it's not. So it's like it actually opens directly into the room. It's Japan's kind of crazy. It feels like a video game.
Sounds awesome.
And there it was, you know, the people that you may have met if you've been to these events. But it's just like people just quietly playing Under Night, and a few people in the back having a chat about Under Night. And that's the first time I really met Under Night people in person. That's where I met Suika and Jushichi and a number of other people who came. And okay, long story short, I went to this event instead of going to EVO. Like, I really wanted to get involved with the community, and this is my only chance because I can't fly to America. It's just like, it's like $3,000 to fly, and I can't even really just pay $3,000 because I'm 3 people now. I've got a kid, so it's like if I go to America, I've got to spend like $8,000 to have enough
to get everybody.
For 3 people. So it's like a crazy different commitment to maybe the average person.
And I don't think a lot of people know that either about you, because like I mean, just from me watching, consuming content, like I said, I know what you actually do, so I can say, oh yeah, no, Nihongo definitely does that, you know. And,
right. But it's not their fault. It's
but people just see the text. They see the text. They don't see the person behind it. But
I didn't make it easy for them to find out the truth either, because I made an outlandish tweet because I felt like, again, this is awful to say, but at least it's bringing us back to the conversation. I felt desperate. Like, this was the only way to do it. In retrospect, it was not the only way to do it. But I felt at the time like we need to light a fire underneath our own asses. And the way it was seen as this person who is not part of the community, and actually someone said like, why are you saying these things even though you're not active? I was like, wait, this is the only community I want to be part of. But then I realized a lot of people don't see me that way. They're just like, this is an outsider who is being unfair to our community, and to 250,000 people now think that we're lazy, and that's not fair. And totally agree. Didn't realize it at the time, but I realize it now.
I mean, and it's hard to view it from that aspect too, because I think a lot of stuff, and this is something that I try to make a point to do as well, because since we are usually the ones making the content, we don't go to all these events, you know, we don't go to all these different things and meet everyone that's doing these small, or these things that are viewed as smaller things by YouTube, right? We don't get to see them all the time. I'm lucky to have like Jushichi actually like in my city, so I just happen to know things that are happening. So that's my privilege and perspective, you know. So I get to see a lot of the behind the scenes, what's going on back there, you know.
That's really great that you you understand it as a privilege, because there are a lot of people who don't have that privilege.
Yeah.
For example, like Clearlamp, he just wants to take part in a tournament that he can't because it's in America. So he's like, I'm gonna pay $3 grand to fly to America.
You gotta go.
And then I'm gonna win your tournament, and then I'm gonna leave with the trophy. Like the guy is like,
and it's never a profit either. Like that's the craziest thing. Like Clearlamp comes out here and never turns up a profit, but it's like, I came out here, I won. I'm out. Like, I love it.
Exactly. There's no money in this.
Yeah.
Like, it is 100% for the passion. So I like 100% recognize it. It's just such a shame that the way I said it, like, I just come off this person who hates the community and thinks they're all lazy, but like, in my head, I'm part of the community and I'm trying to encourage us to do better.
Yeah, say we. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a we thing. It's a we. You're part of the we. You're part of us. Yeah. I'm part of us. I don't think Under Night people know me as part of us yet, but I am part of the us. I'm trying to help out where I can. To think so.
And that's something that I think will hopefully change for the community, because, like I said, the tournament side, I do think that is actually more important. Like that, fortunately, we have no problems with, because French Bread could come out today and say, we're never touching this game again. It's just not worth the time. No one is buying it. And the people who play Under Night now, they will continue playing it, and they'll probably play it more than they did before. Like, that's how passionate they are. So that's really great. But the sad thing is that no matter how much time and effort they put into their tournaments, there's like a breaking point where they need to cross for the game to not disappear entirely.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. I think that's what you and I really want, is to cross that breaking point. Like, okay, there are 15 creators now on YouTube who have never been to a community event, but they're making videos for Under Night, and we should see that as a good thing. I think if we can get to a point where it's like, even people who aren't in the uni, do they call it the Unicord? The uni Discord?
Yeah, I think it's the Unicord. Like, I think so.
I think they might call it the Unicord.
I think so, actually.
Actually, now that I think about it, that's really great, because it sounds like unicorn. I love that. I love it. Which is almost as rare as a uni player is like a unicorn.
Yeah,
but
in the scene.
Okay, that's gonna be taken out of context.
On the way.
No, cancel for that
I'm running with you. No, I'm running with you on this joke, because that one was a good one. That was a good.
Oh right. Okay,
I liked it.
This is how it's done.
I liked it. No. Okay. And I mean, ultimately, I think
it would be great if people would accept that watching the game, making content for the game, not making content for the game, and just playing it, playing it with their friends, like, it is a group effort. And don't do what I did. Don't just crap all over the people who are working really hard. Let's actually, like you said, I think the suggestion you made was really good, was make guides, find constructive ways to help people do the thing that you're asking them to do, because it's just like, make content, guys. It's like, yeah, well, it's easy for you. You already have subscribers, you already have a camera, you've already set your family up to know that you need time every day to make videos. Like, that's privilege. And I didn't say it in the tweet. I wish I could have.
But then you can spin that too. Bigger players of Under Night want people to get into the game. Teach them in a way that they can understand. Make it appealing to people that want to try your game. Make it something. Cause I think your knowledge is a lot more valuable than my flashy editing. I think, honestly, just this as a whole, it's just,
in an ideal world, we would have both.
Yeah, of course.
And in an ideal world, we would collaborate with each other more.
I think so.
I don't. It means I'm saying
this
that
be the start. Let this be the start, please.
This is a great start, in my opinion. And this has really motivated me to continue making Under Night content, because I was like, have I really screwed up? Is there really no coming back from this? But speaking to you has been really constructive for me, so this is really helpful.
I'm glad I can help. See, and vice versa. It's just like, I don't see it from up there. You don't see it from down here. I'm at 5,000. You're at 200,000. Like, those are different numbers. Those are completely different numbers. You see different things at those levels, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was saying earlier, I think the ideal is that we just have both. We have people who focus on the tournaments, but we also have people who are high-level players and make content. Look, 2-3 years ago, Punk didn't make videos, right? And now he's one of the top YouTubers. We call Punk a YouTuber. Like,
Punk's a YouTuber.
Do you want to hear a really great... Can I tell a great story from Evo Japan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I went to Giuna's drinking party. It was like 500 gaijin in a room. That's not true. There's like 100 foreigners in one tiny pub, and it was amazing. Like, he is such a powerful Like, he brings people together. He says really outlandish stuff all the time, but people get it. Like, he says outlandish stuff and he brings people together. Like, he's doing the job. He's doing the work. So anyway, he had this great get-together where people came to this pub. And they're like, I was talking about a Lord Knight video that I had watched. Or someone was talking about a Lord Knight video. And I was like, someone said, "Oh, do you know this video?" I was like, "Oh, Lord Knight, the YouTuber?" Everyone burst out laughing. They're like, "He's here at this party." I was like, "Oh, Lord Knight, the YouTuber?" And everyone around me was laughing their heads off. And I was like, "What's so funny?" They're like, "That's so crazy that you see him as a YouTuber."
Yeah.
He's a fighting gamer. He's just a
like, and he's really good.
Player.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's been doing that long as he's been content, but
yeah. Exactly. So you're a Strive player first. You're a Uni player first. You're a content creator first. Like, people are coming from completely different angles, and it's funny because, like, for me, yes, I knew that he played in tournaments, but like, I've seen him in way more videos where he's been like helpful. Like, this is the new character in Strive. This is like the mechanic that's going to be different, or they made this patch, and this is what's going to change. And like, he's one of those people who has figured out how to be a top player and share that knowledge in a creative way. Okay, maybe he doesn't have as many fancy edits as a lot of the YouTubers and stuff, but like I was saying, the ideal would be if we collaborate together and we share this knowledge, and soon everyone will be able to edit well, and soon everyone will be able to play at a high level. I don't know, that would be nice.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, I don't know, I think like people are waiting for the big the big elephant in the room that has not released yet, not to start content. I'm like, no, start earlier. Start with a niche. Start with something that you're already passionate about now. I mean, you don't have to wait for the big thing to come out to start content, I think.
Okay, and exactly like you said about making guides for people who just don't understand how to do it. That is something that most people don't know, because it was written in a PDF document by YouTube called the YouTube Bible. They said every event is a tentpole. So obviously on the day that the game releases, that's when the most views will come in. But that's only one day out of a 100-day span. So the 50 days before the event, you make as many videos as you can, guessing what's going to happen, looking at the leaked footage, or just talking about what you would like to happen. And I watch those videos for Under Night and stuff. Like, I'll search for anything I can possibly find. It's just like, oh, we got a video of Londrekia. Like, does he not even have a walk animation? What's going on? Will he have a walk animation in the game? Is he going to change? Like, this stuff we don't know, and getting excited and hyped for the game is part of it. So obviously everything is a tentpole, and that what it means is like there's the beginning up this, and then it fades down again after the release, and then you move on to the next thing. Grimnir reaction video, or who's the other video character that came out? There's like Duolon came out. There's so much.
Yeah, Duolon. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
My real fear for Under Night was that it was gonna get buried. The reason I think I made an outlandish tweet, again, not an excuse here, but I think the reason I made an outlandish tweet was because when Uniclear came out, nothing competed with it.
No.
There was nothing else. GB Versus came out, but like it was not a game with an 8-year history.
Exactly.
It was a brand new game, and it had to like start from zero. So okay, kudos to the Grand Blue community for like keeping it alive. Like, they did a really great job.
Right.
But the Under Night, like, we had 8 years under our belts already, and then the new game came out, and still like no one was really making that many videos about it.
Not at all.
And there was no competition. Next year you're gonna have Street Fighter 6 still in season 1. You're gonna have Capcom Pro Tour. You're gonna have Tekken 8, brand new game. You're gonna have a new season of Strive. We're gonna have rollback in Dragon Ball Fighters, and we're gonna have Grand Blue Fantasy Rising, which I think directly competes with the audience.
I think so.
A lot of the people, a lot of the people, the community, I think they're the same people. A lot of them.
Oh yeah. Like,
and that's fine.
It pulls, like, it definitely like kind of tracks a little bit.
Yeah, but when we, in a way, it kind of explains why there has been so little content for Uni. What do we call it? UNISC? UNISC?
I call it UNI2, just to keep it
simple. UNI2. Yeah, you're right. Actually,
UNI2.
that's more important. I think for UNI2, it's going to be even harder than it's ever been, because a lot of people, they're burned by the fact that French Bread had no communication about it for so long. I guess they couldn't really. They didn't want to detract from Multi Blood, but they feel burnt. They're also busy playing other games that they really enjoy now. Multi Blood is a fun game. I'm not very good at it, but I think it's fun. Dragon Ball Fighters is coming out. Grand Blue, they're the same. Like, they love that game as well. So Uni has more than an uphill battle. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't just need to make like double the content. We need to make like
Like triple, like
10
quadruple
times
almost.
as much.
Yeah.
way more.
Way more.
Yeah, and I think there are constructive ways to do it. What I said was probably not the most constructive way. Maybe it did light a fire under people, but I think the most important step now would be to like apologize, accept that what I did was also potentially, I was potentially very damaging as well. So I accept that, try and fix that damage, and be constructive moving forward. That's what that's what I want to do. If people will accept me, I think the only thing standing in my way is that people don't want it. Like, even if I make a guide, like, I'm trying to make up for what I said, I'm sorry, guys. They'll be like, look, it's too late. Just don't make content. If that's what they want, then actually, I'm happy to oblige. I think it's maybe better if I do just step back. Like, if they don't want it, then, who am I making this for?
There you go. Yeah.
But if we get to a point where it's like, okay, we don't forgive what you said, but we do want you to make content, then I think it could be constructive. I think I can think of constructive things that I could do, like all the stuff that you suggested. Some people think that this kind of content where you kind of guess about stuff, like they see that as kind of worthless. But
yeah, they said
you and I
that's lazy, and I'm like, I think that there's value in that too. You know, there's value.
But you and I are on the YouTube side. Like maybe we're not. Well, I don't know about how often you go to the events, but I can't really go to the events just because of. First of all, I'm like just not close enough to events. Even the ones that happen in Japan, they're like on the opposite side of Tokyo. I can't make it. Stuff like that. But that's besides the point. You and I are on the YouTube side, so we know that 95% of people who watch videos, they want to see stuff like this because it makes sense to them. Like, here's a person trying to figure out any kind of useful information from this trailer. If they've seen the trailer themselves, and they're like, I didn't understand what was going on. I watched Lid's video. I was like, oh, so Kuon is the because she says like the Eon is returning or something. And I didn't know who that was. And in his video, he's like, oh, that's the Eon. They're probably talking about Kuon. I was like, oh, yeah. I've been playing this game for 3 years. I didn't even know that. Who's the Eon? Who's the Eon? Who's Kuon? What the? I didn't play Chronicles mode. Did you play Chronicles? No one plays Chronicles mode.
Yeah, now I'm replaying it like right.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to play Chronicles, but it's like kind of boring.
Let me just show you something. You can see this. Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Playing through it right now. Literally playing Chronicles mode.
What the hell is the lore in this game? I don't understand.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to understand. Like, yeah, because I want to be able to, and I was saying I want to just make some lore videos just to do something, right? So I can retain it myself. I think that's more so what it is. That's what that is.
Yeah, if I could have any more insight than what I've got. I know, so there was Jerome who makes lore videos, and there's also DDF, I believe, is the channel that makes a bunch of like captioned videos, but they're so fast. He just doesn't know it, or maybe she. I don't know who.
And that's what I was telling them. I was like,
they're not aware that no one can read that fast. I was like, the only way I can watch this video is if I pause it, every single quote, and most people don't have their hands free to pause a video every single sentence. And maybe they just don't know it.
And a lot of people that's the guidance people need. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and that's I think what a lot of what is missing here, because a lot of the content is not digestible for normal people. Right. I try to make sure it's something that like if I'm doing content, I try to make it either funny. I'll either do something kind of silly just to make sure, it gets the casual person into it. It's like, oh, I didn't need to really do that combo, but it looked cool. I'm sure you liked it. It looked cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot of insight here that people could benefit from. Like you've obviously been making videos. You make a lot of videos. I was going through your video list. I was like, wow, and you cover so many different titles as well. It's great, and I love the thumbnails as well. Anyway, so
thank you.
Moving on. You make some great content, but that's an insight that a lot of people don't have. Yeah, thanks. There's just a lot of insight that people don't know. They're like, I made this Under Night video. I'm really passionate about it. And I'm gonna make wow, DDF is making videos like every 2 or 3 days. Like, no one has made Under Night content every 2 or 3 days for years. Like, who is this person?
Like, where has this been? Where has this been at all?
Where has it been? Yeah, and then Nihongo Gamer goes and makes a tweet and says, everyone's lazy and doesn't make content. It's like, yo, that's not true. It's like, I know it's not true. I've watched every DDF video that came out, and I know that he's passionate. She is passionate about it, but they just don't know certain things. Like, no one can read that fast. Maybe this DDF person is really good at reading really fast, and so they're like, why can't you guys read as fast as this? Like, it's easy.
Maybe so. And I mean, and they can play the game pretty well, because like one thing I do normally is I stream. So like I stream with the community. Like I always try to make sure I like make like a video reaching out to the community, that I make a stream that brings people into it. And yeah, DDF actually comes through and plays quite a bit. DDF is really good at that game. insane at that
They're good at
game.
it. Okay, they're good at
Like,
it. That's
definitely
good.
passionate. Like definitely really passionate about it. But like I said,
So many
still doesn't know how to make the full content. Like, and I think DDF is trying.
Right,
to do
yeah,
that
yeah.
now.
Or I would say the main thing is that a lot of people make. Okay, so here's the thing. What I said was untrue. People are not lazy. They are making content, right? The problem is that it's not efficient. This is
Content.
if they don't change the efficiency on their content, we'll never reach the breaking point, and then the game will get buried. Of
Exactly.
course, people who love it will play it, but for people who want to go on ranked and just find a random person to play with, it's impossible. They'll have to be. It'll be a Discord fighter, as much as we don't want it to be.
But yeah.
And the way to do that is to increase the efficiency on everyone's content. So, for example, Foxoff often makes tweets, right?
Yeah.
It'll be like a thread with like 3 tweets in a row, or 12 a thread with like 12 tweets in a row. But this is really difficult for a casual person to break into. First of all, they already in the very first tweet they don't understand what they're talking about, because this is high level stuff. I don't know if there's anyone who knows more about the game than Foxoff. This person knows everything.
Yeah, like
about the
literally,
game.
literally.
Yeah. So like I have all this respect, but I'm like, I think if you worked with someone who knows how to make videos, we could extract the important stuff from these tweets and turn it into something that gets people excited about wanting to play the game.
Yeah.
But at the moment, that tweet is like very, very low on efficiency. It's like it's reaching 3% of the people that it could be reaching. A lot of people make PDF guides and they put it on Discord.
Yeah.
I can't think of a worse place to put a guide for a game. I'm sorry, I love Discord, and I know that the hardcore people will find it, but we're not talking about the hardcore people. We're talking about expanding, finding new people who
come
don't
in.
know.
Yeah, bring them in.
Yeah, they don't know that they love Uni. They just haven't played it. They haven't discovered it. If we put, this is crazy, I know. If we put the PDF on a website that people can access, how about that? Like, I know that the Unicord exists, but I don't go on it because Dustloop and Mizumi is a thing.
Yeah,
I
they're
can
really good
find
resources.
websites that don't involve talking to people. I don't want to. I have social disorders. I can't talk to people right now.
And I
need
think
to find
that,
a
but that's
website.
most people. I feel like that's most people. Like in a situation like this where I was like, yo, and I've just asking like, can you please put your webcam on? Like, you know, like if you didn't want to, I would have obliged. But because I'm like the same way, I'm like, oh man, whew, meeting like new people and then talking face to face, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, but if I had said sorry, I just don't do face cam or something, that would have reduced the efficiency of any discussion we had today to like 0%, like 1 or 2% of what it could be. But like simply putting your face on screen, or even if you don't, having your voice on screen, or if it's not your voice, an AI voice, all of this ramps up your efficiency, the efficiency of your video. Sorry, I keep saying efficiency. That's not the word. The efficacy, the
efficacy and efficiency.
Yeah, the efficacy of the video. Your content could be, doing like 3,000 or 4,000 if you reached people, but it's not, because as far as you're concerned, only the hardcore community needs to see this. And maybe you're right, but at the same time, if we continue down this path, the game will disappear and it will become a Discord fighter again.
I think,
and I don't want that. I think if we handle it right, this could be a game that has ranked matches.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely think so.
I would love to go on ranked and just play random people.
Oh, I actually think so, because I remember like during the last like big Under Night boom, because I remember I think Clear came out and then we were supposed to have Evo that year, and then the happening happened, so we didn't have it. Yeah. And I remember like Sajam was like, "Yo, I think I'm gonna do commentary for this game. I think everybody should play it." Do you remember that? Like, do you remember
that would have been so big. Like we
yeah.
all know. I have huge respect for Sajam. Like I was so gutted when he basically cancelled himself out of Street Fighter V content because of what he said about the netcode. And I thought that was a massive loss.
He was being real though, you know.
He was being real, and it was just a real shame. We lost Sajam as a result of it, and we lost a lot of content that we could have had for Street Fighter V. But they accepted him back in. He's back in for Street Fighter 6. I think he did finals. I think he did grand finals.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
For
I was
Evo.
there.
I think I'm so glad that was the timeline that we got, because
I agree.
He does amazing things for Street Fighter 6. But imagine, I saw like again, you're searching for like UNI2 content, right? And every day we're searching and we're like finding nothing. It's just like Kizzy K. Like, even though the content's good, I'm starting to dislike this guy a bit because I wish it was someone else.
Someone else. Like, where's everybody at? Yeah.
Where is everybody? Like, I know, I've spoken to these people on Twitter. Like, we've interacted. I know they exist. But for whatever reason, they're like, look, I'm too busy organizing tournaments. Like, have you seen the stuff that Cheesy does? He like turns his entire house into a tournament.
Yeah.
He's like, I am going to surrender the safety of my like house to crazy fighting gamers who, you know, they're gonna come in and set up tables and throw beer everywhere and like
rage.
This is the risk I'm gonna take. Come into my house, turn my house into a tournament. Actually, I think other people will do that. A lot of people have to do that. Listen, a lot of people are working really hard. And
we have Climax of Night too. Climax of Night was another really big one. That was a big step. Like that was a first red.
Yeah, and then Shinobi goes on the mic at the end. He's like, you know, I don't know if it's gonna continue. And we're like, what? This is it. This is the tournament that people want to go to for
exactly.
You can't end this. But he's like, we don't know if a new game is ever coming out, and that is the main game here. Yes, we could also have Strive, and we could also have KOF 15 and bring in all the other stuff. But then we just become another tournament, and that's like I think he said in the documentary. He's like, if I'm gonna make a tournament, it's gotta be about the game that I want to play, and the game I want to play is Under Night.
There we go.
Oh man, I love that documentary. I just really wish I could be friends with everyone, and I really screwed it up. So continue.
No. I mean, ultimately, like I said, I think there's definitely a hill to climb, but I don't think it's insurmountable. You know, I don't think it's beyond you to do because first of all,
it's not impossible.
Like the fact that you even said anything about it, I think that speaks volumes and that you care. Because I mean, there's a lot of people that don't talk about this game. Period. Like as we've been talking about. I mean, if you say the word BlazBlue just in a vacuum, you'll at least get like 100 answers back every time. I think Under Night doesn't give you that. Under Night does not give you that. And I mean, I think Under Night could be at least to the BlazBlue's level. You know, BB Tag pushed it up the hill a little bit further. You know, people are like, I know who these characters now.
By the way, can I? Now that you've just mentioned it, sorry, pointing is terrible.
You're good.
The reason now that you just mentioned BB Tag, that's the only reason I know about Under Night, which is why I say I didn't really play ST.
No way.
I played, yeah. So okay, long story short, I'll make it as short as physically possible. In sorry.
You're good.
Wow. Catching a cold. In 2017, I didn't know Evo existed. Okay, you know, Punk versus Tokido.
Yeah.
I watched that match and I was just like, "What? This is a thing? Like fighting games are a fun thing that people go and do in real life." I had no idea. Like people had mentioned it to me. They're like, "Yeah, Evo is a thing," and I saw like a clip of KOF 13. Benimaru like was really strong in KOF 13. I was like, "Whoa, this is kind of wild. I can't believe people put so much time into fighting games." But there was no audience footage, so we didn't actually know that it was a real event. Fast forward. Sorry.
Good. You need a moment? You can take a moment.
Okay. So fast forward 3 years to 2017. We have streams, we have cameras, we have the Mandalay Bay, we have the main arena, and then Punk versus Tokido, and then I discovered Maximilian, and then I discovered the more like specific creators as well. And I was watching everything, and sorry, why am I telling you this? I just wanted to say that I didn't even know that Evo was a thing. And then 2017 happened. They announced the BB Tag.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to become a streamer. I only made YouTube videos at the time. I made YouTube videos about drawing tablets. Like, my main thing was drawing. Yeah, so I bought a Wacom tablet, guys. Do you want to see it? Like, here's a review.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that I liked fighting games. I played them as a kid, but everyone plays them as a kid.
Right.
And when BB Tag came out, I was like streaming BB Tag. I was like, what the heck is Under Night? Like, I'm playing all these characters, but they've got their own game. Okay, I'm gonna download it and play it. Downloaded it, had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
Tried a few like mission mode things, and then like that year was the year that Under Night, they lit a fire underneath their own asses. They're like, yeah, we show up to stuff, but we don't. We don't show up the way we need to. We need to all go, like, travel the country and show up to every different event.
Yeah.
And I wasn't part of it, so I know that I'm not an OG in that regard. I didn't know that was happening, and then they made it happen. It got into Evo as a main title, and then we got UniClear announced. We probably wouldn't have got UniClear if Uni had like not been an Evo title. Maybe French Bread would have been like, whatever. Should we just make another multi-blood game? Forget Under Night. It's obviously nobody cares about it.
Those whispers already, so you're right.
I love BB Tag. I'll protect that game to the death.
Oh no, that game is a top game.
Yeah,
that is a dream match. That is ultimate.
Yeah. I just wish I were better at it. I tried.
Yeah, no, that game is like, I thought I was good. Then I entered the tournament. I was like, let's dial it back. Let's dial it back.
That's the same thing with all fighting, isn't it? It would be nice if all tournament and community experiences could be changed so that when people go to a tournament, or when they go online, the shock is reduced. Because you play, a lot of people play arcade mode. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever played arcade mode in Street Fighter 5?
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing on earth. The characters walk towards you and they want to die, even in the hard modes, right?
Yeah.
That's not what it's like online. And when you increase that shock in ranked matches, it just hurts. And
Yeah,
then when
'cause
people like,
another
go out of their
person.
way, yeah, they go out of their way to go to a community event. Like, I showed up in real life. Let's play. Bosh, 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 bosh. Okay, I am never coming to this event again. That was not fun. Like, there could be ways that we could make that smoother, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Like, the community side is handled.
Yeah.
Uni obviously knows how to do community. No questions asked. Content is the uphill struggle from now, and with creators like yourself, I know that Lid didn't make videos for like a few months, but now that the new game has been released, they even put on the community tab like they're planning on making new videos about the content. And TGS, Tokyo Game Show, is coming out, so there's actually physical content that we can actually analyze and see. I don't think anyone knew that the Evo announcement was happening, so it's like everyone who made videos that day, including yourself, like it was on the spur of the moment, like, oh no, I have to be a content creator now. I thought I was here to just play a game at Evo. No, I've got to put my content creator hat on and be a content creator today. Like that, no one was prepared for that. I think I saw Coefficient, who basically stopped making fighting game content because it honestly, it's an uphill struggle. If you can make other types of content, and he's really entertaining when he like chats with VTubers and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But he saw like a poster of Undernight. He made this video. It's just like or a photo. He saw a photo of Hilda, and it said like Undernight 2. He's like, this is how I discovered that Undernight 2 is happening.
Wow.
Like, he didn't even see the trailer. He wasn't
actually
part
so
of that
crazy
because no one expected it. So he just walked past the booth, looked up, and he was like, Undernight 2 is happening. It's like it's already happened. It's already been announced. And like, where was I? He was at the event and still missed it. Okay,
like,
so
it was definitely like one of the more low-key like things, and I think because I mean, this is beside the point. Well, actually, no, it's not. Actually, this is relevant. I was playing Melty Blood with Uncle Aki. Uncle Aki does content, for fighting games and things like that. I think also streams, as well, correct?
Yeah, I think he was at Evo Japan. I think he was at that underground basement. I'm gonna call it basement event that I went to.
I believe it, because Aki just embraces the moment. Like, and that was one thing we were like playing. Then all of a sudden, he looks this way. Undernight 2, and he says Undernight 2. I was like, whoa! And then we just got up, we left the setup, and we ran over there, both like phones in hand, recording. Like I could not make this up. Like literally ran up to the front. Oh my gosh, it's really here. So it was so unexpected, and I hope that's
unbelievable.
Yeah, I hope
unbelievable.
that becomes a situation.
That's so funny that it was they held the surprise. They kept it secret so well that even like top creators like yourself, like again, you should consider yourself in the top 3 at least creators for Undernight. Even if you don't think that Undernight's your main game, like, you have a significant number of subscribers and you reach a large number of other fans from other games as well, and your content's well edited. Like, you should consider yourself in like the top 3 at least of Undernight creators. And it still came as a complete shock to you. You're like, you're playing Melty Blood, and then
we like literally
someone else to go, hey, I think Undernight 2 just got announced. Like, what?
And like I said, we both were caught unaware. I'm like, Aki, don't you know Kamone personally? Like, what is happening here? Like, for us to both not know that this is getting announced right now is kind of crazy.
Maybe he felt like a little stabbed in the back. He's like, I can't believe he didn't tell me.
No, he walked up. He literally, it's funny. He walked up there, sat down, looked at Kamone like this, leaned forward. I know you can't see that, but leaned forward and said, and Kamone was like,
I don't know what you want. What do you want from me? My hands are tied.
It was one of the funniest moments ever. Like, literally, come like if you know Aki and I mean, and you didn't say anything, that's kind of crazy. But that's actually cool.
Do they call that? Do they call that the K Brad stare? I feel like when you do the K Brad stare, like, what did you just say? Did you just announce a game that I play without telling me?
But that's exactly what happened too. It's so crazy. Like I think I think not only did they did a good job, I think, holding the surprise, but I think they should have just kind of pushed it a little bit further. Like they made it like one of the cooler things was that they let us play it. But I'm like, man, as a content creator, it would have been better if they like, you know, I hate the content creator back room, but at the same time, I think that would have helped because I have footage from my phone, you know.
You're absolutely right, and
So-
again, it's because
I think they would have got other people.
creators like yourself know how important the content creation side is, and the community has been told multiple times that all that matters is that you show up to the events, and they're right partially. Like, just being part of the community is the most important thing, but it's not enough.
Not
And-
enough. In this day and age,
And
especially.
we don't want the game to die. I just want to play. This is such a simple thing. I just want to go on online ranked and play random people. I don't want to have like a 10 set game with someone that I found on Discord because that's a different form of interaction.
Oh yeah, no, and that's like the difficulty. Cause I'm always scared when I want to do content for it because I never want to reach out to Discord because it just seems unauthentic. Like I always want to make sure that the reaction is very authentic. Like I'm going online today, and then people are just happen to really be there. Like that.
Oh right, yeah, you want to show that that's the kind of community it is, but then it's disingenuous. You're kind of like, yo, everyone's playing Under Night, when actually no, it's actually really difficult. You have
Yeah,
to
like
go on
because
Discord
like
and find
Melty, I can actually hop on. And it's like, oh, there's actually really people here. Like you guys see this, right? I just logged in, and there's people there.
Yeah.
Under Night, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do I have to like time skip the video? What do I gotta do here?
Yeah, well, and it's
you know?
funny because we don't want to be disingenuous. We don't
Exactly.
want to like fake it for people. We want it to actually be a popular game and just naturally just show people that it is popular and that if you go online, you'll find people to play with. There's no point in lying about it
Exactly.
because people aren't going to believe it anyway.
Exactly.
It's so crazy in it with Under Night. We could talk about this for hours, and maybe we shouldn't. But I think what we've proven today is that obviously we have a lot more that we want to talk about in like
course.
the future.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
you're up for it, and I know that I've kind of screwed myself over on Twitter, but if you're okay with it, I would be really excited about like doing other collaborations in the
Of
future.
course. Yeah, no, I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down. And
Anything
I
I could do to turn this into a positive.
mean, and I think this is a big step in turning it into a positive because I mean, just hearing your actual thoughts going through it. I mean, I think people just will rationalize it a little bit more. They'll be like, you know, it's not just hot or cold. There's definitely like a middle area. This is
I
a
hope
warm
so.
take. This is a
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
I
hope
understand
so.
why.
I think we do have in every community a large number of people who don't want to hear it. They're
Of
like,
course.
I don't want to know that you had a good excuse. I don't want to know that you're sorry. I would prefer that you just stay a villain so that I can just torment you because it's
course.
fun to torment
Of
people
course,
who
yeah.
made a mistake. Like, I'm sure I've done it as well. There's no escape. Like, I think we're all kind of evil in that regard.
You know, it's just
But-
like, man.
Yeah, but the people I know, like, because, like I mentioned, the people, actually, I didn't actually mention all of them, but, like, Suika, Jushichi, Omega, and yourself, like, I could tell that the people who really do care about the content, they would reach out separately, or they would send a reply. Like, the people who quote tweeted, they're like, maybe I can use this for engagements. to, like,
Exactly.
say that this person's an idiot. But the people who, like, sent direct replies, I read them, and I was just like, okay, no, that's fair. What you said is fair. And actually,
Well,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. I didn't know what I said was so bad. I also didn't know that it had potentially very damaging because I have a large fan base that's not Under Night first.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot. I learned a lot from the people who wanted me to learn.
Great.
But hats off to Rollback, and that's like the biggest change. And people aren't going to realize that with Under Night. It's going to be a completely different atmosphere just because we have netcode that works now. And Sajam said it. I'm really glad he did in his stream. He said, again, he's one of the only people who reacted to the game. I searched for all the community
Yeah,
leaders. I was
of
like,
course.
I'm sure that this guy, and this guy made a reaction video. Nope, no one reacted
Yeah.
to Under Night 2. Except Sajam. Sajam's just like,
He likes
"Yeah, I
that
came back
game.
from
It's so weird. It is like the weirdest thing that he
Yeah.
likes it.
yeah, he was busy as well. Like, he has work to do. He's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
paid to do commentary at EVO. But he comes home, and the first thing he does is turn on his camera, go on stream. It's just like, this is what happened at EVO. Mortal Kombat came out, showed about stuff about Mortal Kombat 1, blah, 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 blah. And Under Night, I've got to tell you guys, I've always wished I could get more into this game. And now that it has rollback, I'm so glad they didn't change too much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad that it's pretty
Yeah.
much the same
Same
game.
game.
Of course, Creeping Edge is gonna wildly change the higher level stuff, but
Yeah.
like the game itself is still Under Night. Still looks like Under Night. Some new characters, That's some very needed, refreshing new content. But it's funny, isn't it? Like he's not even like uni first, but
Yeah.
like I'm really glad that he said that. That's exactly what we needed to hear. It's like the game's not going to look new, but it doesn't need to, and that's fine. Sorry, I'm so passionate about.
No,
I get really excited talking to other people about.
of course, yeah, no, and I think like I said, I think we're like we're in the same level of, you know, we love Under Night, but we're not like beyond where it's like, okay, Under Night, this number 264 is plus this on that, like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, we
yeah,
can
and
still,
we don't need to be.
yeah, we can just exactly, and I think it's great that you can enjoy it at that level, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I think there's a lot we can do at our level, and if we want to incorporate the more high-level stuff,
Yeah.
the answer is collaboration. And what
Yeah.
you've done today by reaching out to do a collaboration is exactly what other people I would recommend do as well.
Yeah.
And they already know each other. They're all friends. They all
Exactly.
hang out with each other in real life. It's just a matter of turning on a camera when they do it.
On the camera, I
And
mean,
that's
you
the
could
only
talk
change.
about, yeah, you can talk about the state of the game, the state of how, you know, the community's going, things like that. And I think that
That
attracts
and with a little bit of guidance, we can make it more casual friendly, because
Exactly.
it gets really complicated really fast, and
definitely does.
it needs to be at a very basic level. Like creeping edge is a thing that no one could do before, but now that we have it, you can get out of a crap situation, or a situation
Yeah.
where you'd rather not make a decision, you know, something like that. Like make it really simple. Obviously there's more nuance to it, but
Of course.
if you go into the details and then ends up no one seeing the video, you've missed the point of the video.
There
right?
you go.
So-
There you go. Yeah, it's not a good video unless everybody watches it, right?
Right, yeah.
That's
We
not
need
even
to
true,
find
though.
that balance.
Yeah, but
But you know what I mean. Like, we need
Yeah,
to find
exactly,
the
yeah.
balance between reaching people and giving them important information. you know?
exactly. Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
And we can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. I've tried, and I think you know what it's like to try and do it
Yeah.
alone, and it's not fun. It's not fun, and it's just
Alright.
really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean,
Okay.
we'll work our way through that. We got this. I mean, of course, like I said, we'll keep in touch. Do you have
Absolutely,
any
yeah.
closing remarks? Because I do want to actually close it out so I can edit this to a decent size. I think people will still watch it. I think it's a very interesting conversation, personally.
Yeah, I think the people who do care about the game will probably like watch the whole thing. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the kind of community it is. Like
Yeah.
casual people will be like, they're talking about an event that I didn't even know happened. Who got cancelled on Twitter? Who cares? Just big whoop. But the people who care about the community and they're like, okay, something bad happened, but I hope something net positive comes out of it. Those people will watch it like from start to
Yeah.
finish. If I have any closing comment, it's that I messed up, and what I said was way more potentially damaging than I realized at the time, and I've learned from it. And through this collaboration with you, Zeta, I'm actually more motivated than I even was before about making content for the game, because I feel like it deserves it now. I think before it was just like, I like this game, I want it to succeed. Now I'm like, there's no way in the world that we can allow Uni to be dead on arrival.
Yeah.
It would just be a disservice to the world. Like that would be unfair.
I think so.
It makes no sense, right? So I feel quite dedicated to like being in contact with you again about maybe a future collaboration. If there's something that we can do, anything we can do about like making guides about content creation or content about the videos, content about the game itself, I feel more positive, and I feel like there's a lot of hope for the game if we continue to do exactly the stuff that you've been like suggesting in this video.
Yeah, and
So
like
that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, like I said, I think it comes down to, you know, the community, collaboration, but then also I think cooperation and through sharing the content, making sure people can see it out, so it's out there. Like I said, the most important thing about content,
Pulling on the resources that we already have. The
Yeah.
resources are already there, and all the talent is already there.
Yeah.
It's just not in the right place yet.
and like I said, yeah, like all the most important thing that you can do, even if you don't like want, if you don't want to make content, I think is sharing the content out. You know what I mean? 'Cause I think you're doing a job for us. You know, helps us out, helps you out, and it brings more people in. There we go. So
Everyone has a platform. A lot of people don't even realize that. They're like,
yeah,
I've only got 10 followers, or I've only got 100 followers.
that's 10
Like,
people that aren't
can you
following
imagine
me, right?
But can you imagine if every single person with 10 followers retweeted the content of their favorite creators?
Yeah.
That's like 1,000 people reaching 10,000 people.
There you go.
And that's just people with 10 followers. Most people have like 100 to 300 followers just because they've got friends and met people at events. So like
Yeah.
1,000 views on a video multiplied by 300 people that you shared it with, like
Yeah.
there's a lot that we can be doing that we're just throwing away. Like it's just there's a lot more that we could be more effective.
Yeah, so that's ultimately support your content creators. I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, yeah, support your content creators. You know, the people that are starting to make things, support them, bring them out. The people that have been making things, continue to do it, but then also support those people too. Like share out their videos. It's not always about growth for us. I think it's about growth for the whole more so. Like I said, Under Night is a battle. That is going to be a battle that I'm willing to take on, and I think you said you were willing to take on too, correct?
I'm willing to take it on, and I'm confident that we have all the resources necessary. When I've been on the Discord and looked at the PDF guides that people put together, I'm like, we obviously have all the knowledge and all the skill. It's just a question of pooling it together and helping each other get to the places, get this content to reach the people we're trying to reach. That's it.
So, I mean, do you want to plug anything? I'm gonna throw one of your Under Night videos in there. I'm gonna throw one of them because it's gonna be just you making a. You're gonna make like a stick, and then it's gonna be like, all right, we're playing Under Night. Let's go. Then they can't say anything.
Random times. I shill this game in the most random places. It's really bizarre. No, I've got nothing I want. I've got nothing I want to shill. I feel like the most important message is just that I am sorry. It really came off not how I intended it. I really wanted to communicate. I really wanted to connect more with the community, and in a way I did, but not in the way that I wanted to. I wanted it to be in a much more positive way, and that's not how it came off. So nothing to shill, but yeah, I'm really glad that you gave me this platform, this opportunity to apologize, really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I mean, hey, the positive out of this, right? The best thing we can take out of this is they know who you are, so they will be looking, they will be watching, they'll make sure you're doing your job. I guess I don't know. Okay. Make sure you're putting it on.
Which means I've got my work cut out for me. I've got to make good on all these. Like I talk.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make all these great positive things. Like if I don't deliver on it, then I'm like, I'm all talk. Like I don't want to be that person. Yeah.
Exactly. Nah, I believe you. I believe in you. You got this. You definitely got this. Make sure you just.
And I'm excited about seeing more from your channel as well.
Thanks. Thank you. I mean, yeah, I think that's it for now. Do you want to close out? What do you say to close out videos? Actually, like I don't think you say anything specific. You just normally just talk about the thing.
I think there's nothing really specific to say except I think there's really nothing else to say. It's just thanks everyone for giving us this time to really plug this game. I know that the way that I said it got the game in the public eye, but in a negative way, and that was unfortunate. But this video that Zetta is making here, I think this is a really positive step in the right direction to turning it into like a constructive experience, like something that can really reward us with a better launch for the game. I think that's all that we can really hope for. Yeah. And yeah, keep watching Zetta's channel. Definitely subscribe because you can see that there's a lot of content coming out and it's all funny. So and it's infectious. That's the word I was saying before.
Thank you.
Really infectious enthusiasm. So yeah, definitely stay tuned on this channel for more.
Anyway, yeah, until next time, everybody, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay groovy. I'll let y'all later. Peace.
Bye.